In the final season, Cersei is seen taking onto herself to defeat the Dragon Queen with the help of paid mercenaries called as the Golden Company. When creating his highly detailed fantasy world, George R. Martin based much of Game of Thrones on medieval European history. In particular, Martin drew heavily from the War of Roses, which was a series of wars fought between the real houses of Lancaster and New York in English history. The story of Game of Thrones revolves around the region of Westeros, which literally signifies the western roots of its inspiration. Industrial revolution and prior to that imperialism had really established the West as the progressive modern culture. With the first world problem of its own, the medieval era Europe went on to become the significant part of world history. But it's not like George R. Martin hasn't tried to be inclusive when it comes to taking inspiration from other cultures as well. The eastern continent of Essos in Game of Thrones universe also draws parallels with the Asian culture. It is shown that the key highlight of the Golden Company, along with its trained mercenaries, is its fleet of elephants. Looking at the Golden Company and its ability to tame elephants, we can see clear reference to medieval Indian militia. Believe it or not, Indians specialized in taming elephants for war, even for punishing prisoners of war, treachery, and crime. Maharajas of the Indian subcontinent and Deccan Plateau had dedicated parking places for their elephants in their castles. Indians specialized in taming elephants, not only for destructive purposes but also for literal constructive motives in civil works. Elephant taming was pioneered and monopolized on such an extent by Indians that English word for elephant rider mahout is derived from Hindi meaning mahavat, which simply means elephant rider. You see, elephants are not that easygoing when it comes to taking instructions from a tiny human. One can argue about the usage of African elephants being used for war by Europeans. But if you look closely, African elephants aren't that easy to tame at all. In fact, after all the efforts and modern psychology studies, humans have hardly succeeded in taming African elephants on a significant scale. So, basically, this establishes that all references to elephants in the war and for peaceful purposes, in real world at least, were actually directly or indirectly outsourced from India.